Hello guys, I hope that all of you are doing great. Well, the big crypto crash has happened. Uh, Bitcoin almost fell down like anything more than anything else. The altcoins have been like punished 30%, 40%. Panic, depression, so much of the are happening in the market, especially for the people who entered, like 70% of the people entered into the crypto in 2021 alone. So that means a lot of people already were like bought the things at a really high, and then probably after a period of time it crashed, and then again in January with all that bullishness, all the YouTubers 100k 200k, half a million Bitcoin is going. Let me tell you, eventually it is going to go there. It is going to go to $1 million within the next 10 years, but there will be big corrections. But I wanted to address some of the things because I understand what it means like to lose a big portion of your portfolio, and then still people are like, okay, there are further downfall, and then buying low and then seeing suddenly the price rise, then selling, buying, all that thing happening. The big panic has already happened, and I wanted to address because I understand a lot of people must be really in a dilemma what to do and really depressed sometimes with so much of the loss that has happened. So I wanted to bring to some of the points that goes through your mind, and how do you debunk that, how do you decode that. Been there, done that, like into this particular zone earlier. I would like to shed some of the light in this. So as you can see, probably I'll consider one of the case. Let's say you lost 80% of the portfolio. Probably, I mean, as I saw one of the guys said, okay, 120,000 in, I put $120,000 in right now, left with $40,000. But let's say somebody put $100,000 and he's watching his crypto portfolio $20,000. I mean, I'm considering this to be the worst case scenario, but it could be even 90%. But let us consider that, because that will cover the people who have lost 30%, 40%, 50%, right? So what do you think? Sometimes people have actually invested like a lot more than they can afford to lose, and definitely sometimes a big sum of the money. In fact, some of the people put in their entire savings into this particular thing, and then happen to see these big crashes, and then trying to recover 80% loss. What do you think? Is this the end of the world? And 80% loss, I mean, do you feel like, okay, you are a foolish person to be doing something like this and then probably investing into something like this? 80% loss, I mean, how can, I mean, there is no way to recover something like that, right? So much of the feelings, and in fact more than that I'm going to talk about further. Let me tell you, you took a decision that you wanted to get into the asset class of cryptocurrency, which is growing tremendously every single year. You did not want to miss out on this particular opportunity. You knew that there is a risk involved, and then you went all in. And probably if you are really in pain, that means you have put a significant portion of your net worth into this thing, and then you are 80% down. Let me tell you, all the big breaks, any of the personalities you happen to see out there in the world, like probably making millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, for example, Tony Robbins, there came a point in his life, like when he was starting, he became a millionaire and stuff. He went into the partnership, and eventually he got into a lawsuit where he had to pay $100 million as per the taxes, or some sort of lawsuit that happened to him. Just imagine, he's not even worth $100 million, and with all that struggle he made that much money, and then he had to pay $100 million. Just imagine, put yourself into such a situation. Obviously this too shall pass. I mean, that passed through him. But one thing that he said, like, what happens whenever you are supposed to expand to the next level, your emotional zones or the comfort zone of the tolerance level increases. It has to increase. So basically, when that $100 million pressure comes, and I mean, your tolerance level becomes like $100 million plus minus. Some of the billionaires, like probably Zuckerberg, as we know, like one of the incidents just happened with the Facebook, that it went down and it lost 5% overnight. That means Zuckerberg almost lost like $5 to $6 billion in a single day. So these people have developed the tolerance of losing like $5 billion in a single day. And right now, once you have lost this, do not think that you have lost everything, you're foolish. This is the tolerance test that is happening to you. That means you do not happen to know, like you're not supposed to know how the big move is going to come ahead next in your life, but you need to be thinking, what is the positive? No other experience in the world could have given this emotional tolerance limit inside you. With all that deep pain that you feel inside you, you could have felt nowhere else, with no bookish knowledge, nothing else. You're practically experiencing that. And that tolerance level, that tolerance limit is going to help you tremendously in the future. And eventually is preparing you for the big move coming in your life, probably a few months down the line, or probably a year down the line, or probably more than a year down the line, right? But remember, that is the positive message I wanted to give for somebody who's really depressed with so much of the loss. You have made the decision because you're aiming for the moon, you're aiming for the stars, right? Try to think, what are the learning lessons that you have learned from this crash? Like, what are the signs that probably you could have done earlier, and then do not feel regret about it, okay, that you should have done this. Just think what you could have done this. Why? Because you need to develop with this particular real experience your gut feelings, so that next time automatically you become a better decision maker. That is what the best take, as if you have given this feast to learn this particular skill, right? Let us come on to the next point. Some of the people, like, once you have settled down, okay, all that emotional thing, the tolerance limit, the next thing, probably a day or two later, or probably the same day itself, it'll come to you, what if I invested right now? Like, because I'm already 80% down, let's say $100,000, somebody put already $20,000, and right now if he's putting into some of the projects $20,000, I mean, he'll need to 5x it in order to get back his original amount. 5x, like, that is like approximately 500% increment of wealth in order to get to the actual amount. And if he would have invested right now, that means $100,000 he had to convert. It would have been converted to $500,000. So this again brings a mess within the mind, that what if I have done it right now with all that dip, and right now I'm already invested into it, already lost it. Let me tell you, there can never be any person nailing the top and the bottom. You might have seen a lot of moon boys out there saying, okay, it is going to go December end 100%, $100,000, $200,000. Some people are arguing whether it is going to go to $500,000, or probably it is going to crash or not after $100,000. It became as if the narrative that $100,000 is imminent. Whether it is $140,000, $170,000, that is the question. So with all that thing happening, like, everyone was so much bullish, and they believed in it. Do you think you're the only one who got wrecked? Even those big people who have made like tens of millions of dollars, even they have lost probably $4 or $5 million or $6 million, even like 70% of their portfolio. Some of the people, some of the leverage traders have got wrecked completely, right? So there can never be the right time for anyone, like anyone who has made millions of dollars in this particular field. It is not that they were smart enough to know, okay, this is the top, this is the bottom. Nobody can know that. They were just patient enough to stay in the game for the long, right? Because earlier, just imagine, Bitcoin crashed from $10,000 to $3,000, $6,000, $4,000. Everyone, like Ethereum rounding around $1,000, $700, $83, $500. But eventually, right now, it is like the bottom is $2,500. So they are already in profit. So that is what the game you are into. But eventually, year down year, if you're investing, you're learning this particular industry, you are going to be really, really high. And this is the learning or the crashes you will have to face. You cannot skip that. We want to skip that. You cannot skip that. So this could be one of the things that you need to ensure yourself, that you can never know when is the right time to invest. If you have lost it, doesn't matter. Keep on moving. You will make it back. You'll make the big. You will be, if you actually feel 100x, 10x money to be made, definitely you need to be willing to lose as well. The same thing happens at the downside, but you have not lost forever. Things will turn around. Now you are there with the knowledge which no real world experience, no theoretical book could have given. Let us come on to the next point. Then will come the factor, okay, that maybe I cannot predict and all that thing, but the new players, the new people who are entering into like cryptocurrency right now, they are getting at a price already like 5 times more than me. Like, they will be making 5 times their money when I'll be just recovering my money, right? Let me tell you, this particular point, like when you think about it, with somebody else entering and all that, when do people enter? I mean, did we enter? Probably, if you have not already entered, obviously 2017. Did we enter in 2017 when the Bitcoin crashed from $17,000, like $19,000 to $3,000, or probably the March crash from $11,000 to $3,000? Did we enter it? I mean, people very much stay away from it. Like people, when the time to enter, when they hear the good news, when they see the crashes, actually that is the time to buy. Like the big downtrend, that is the time to enter. But a lot of people do not enter into it. And right now the fear is maximum. People will refrain from it. So the only people who are going to remain with it are who are already dealing with it. So do not think that people are going to enter it right now. And some of the people might be, but majority of the people stay away from it. They have other issues to deal with all that crashes, economy, turmoil, other issues come in the play. Then comes the last point that occurs within our mind, that okay, what if I would have done that? What if I would have invested in this particular coin? It would have like drastically improved, like my net worth would have been that much. What if I would have sold at this particular time when the top was there, right? What if I, instead of putting in this currency, I would have put in this currency? What if I did not leverage trade? Definitely leverage trade is, obviously we're not supposed to do that unless until one is very experienced. In fact, like leverage trading is not good. But having said that, do not think with the regret. What if I have done that? What if I would have done that? As I already told you, nobody can nail the top. You learn with the experience. The best thing that you can do right now with all that crash is think, what were the signs there for you? What are the learning lessons? Try to bring back your memory back before the crashes, back when your portfolio was good, right? It was 100% or probably a little more. Then, or probably at the peak. And what were the signs you could have taken? How would you have dealt with your emotions differently? Try to think it and think over it for a long duration of time. What it will do to you, it will give you the emotional knowledge, build the emotional intelligence. And what that emotional intelligence is going to do, it is going to build that particular knowledge and the gut feeling the next time when you're proceeding with the market. You are going to see the uprise, eventually the relief rally and stuff, and you'll know the right action to take at the right time. You'll get the feel of it, and that is the thing I wanted to tell you guys. So guys, I want to congratulate you guys, whoever has already been like dedicating himself. Probably, I mean, yes, you're not gambling over here, let me tell you, because you believe in this particular thing, in the cryptocurrencies are here to stay, and especially with the technologies. And most important lesson probably would be that we need to invest into the projects which are really doing good in the world, not just because the price is jumping or pump and dump is happening. The best way to invest, the best thing to invest is into the things that are doing the real world solutions out there. And you are here into this particular cryptocurrency eventually 5 years down the line. It wouldn't matter how much crash happened at over here. Eventually you are going to skyrocket to a height that we could have never thought of. So that is the message, guys, I wanted to give, and I wish all of you guys all the best. And definitely, by the way guys, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do ensure that you hit the subscribe button. This channel will be everything about how do we grow your finances. The goal of this channel is to provide financial freedom to all our subscribers. These days, very much we are covering the cryptocurrency. In the future, we'll be taking the long shot very much into the metaverse. That is where the big buck is going to come in the future. And definitely Bitcoin is here to stay, and all the crashes, this is part and character and very much nature of the Bitcoin. If there is downside, there is upside.